Hi everyone. Okay, so now that we've got most of the roof decking on, there's just a couple boards I have to do on each side at the top. But for now, I'm gonna put this roll roofing on today. Actually, it's a synthetic underlayment for roofing. It's kind of like the black felt that you use for your underlayment for your roofing, except this is a synthetic. It's supposed to be like 25 times stronger than the felt, so we're gonna try that. I'm gonna roll all this out on each side, staple it down with what I have is a cap stapler, I think it's called. It puts one of these little green caps on top, and then the staple goes into the top of that to kind of secure the underlayment a little bit better. That way the staple doesn't tear through as easy. So we're gonna go ahead and do that to the whole roof. And once that's done, the roof is pretty much watertight. So that'll help. We've been having problems, obviously, when it rains, water goes into the house, and then we got to squeegee the floor out. So it'll help us so that we don't have to do that anymore. So we're gonna finish that up on all of the roof here. Not sure how it's going to go by myself. The roof has got a pretty steep slope, so we'll see how it rolls out. I may have to cut each individual piece on the ground and then bring it up and roll it out, but we'll see how it goes. Alright, so that's the first row. It wasn't too bad. I think it might stay up there pretty good while I roll it out and staple it down. So now I need to move up to the next row and roll it out and do the same thing. Okay, so I can't reach the next row from the scaffolding, so I took these boards that I'm going to use for ladders on the roof. And I'll show you. You'll see what the ladders are in a later video, but basically I got to build part of the roof system 2 feet up called a ladder out of these boards that I milled on my mill yesterday. So for now I'm just going to use those with these toe boards that I have here that are screwed into the rafters. And just lean these on there, and then I can get up in here and reach the next row. I'll have to figure out what I'm going to do for the rest of it, but for now this will get me to the next row anyway. All right, well, that's as high as I can go today on this side until I get the peak boards up. I still have the roof jacks up there, so, and I need them there to put the peak boards in. But what I can do now is I can go to the other side and finish that all the way up. So that's what I'm gonna do next. But it looks like, so I got three rows on this side. Looks like it's probably gonna take maybe 2 more to finish it, and then one goes over the top and overlaps both sides. So it's getting there. So I'm gonna go around to the other side now and finish that. All right, so today I've been working on the ladders for the roof. You can see them up there right now. They're 2x8s rough cut lumber that I cut on my sawmill, and they're going to be 2 foot wide. So from the outside to the outside, I'll put. So as you can see, the uprights there, I got to nail all those in yet, and then I'll put another 2x8 on top of those to box it in, and then we'll also go up the sides with those as well. But right now I just want to get these done, so then I can put a ladder up there. I can get up to the top, finish the peak, and finish putting the synthetic felt on. Okay, so those boards are measured out at 2 foot on center. Now I'm gonna have to take off those toe boards that are connected to the ends of the rafters before I can screw those boards that are right above them in. The board that goes across the width of the house is screwed down with the 12-inch log screws into the rafter. So I'll do the same thing for the one above it. But like I said, first I got to take these toe boards off, so that's what I'm going to do now. So the toe boards came in really handy for holding things up there. I used them as a scaffolding for the first few rows of the roof deck as well. So yeah, but they've served their purpose, and now I'm done with them. Alright, so now that I got the toe boards off, I can go back and nail those uprights to the lower board. And then I'm going to cut some more 2x8s to go across the top, and then I can actually put a ladder up in there to get up to the roof scaffolding and finish off the peak. All right, well, that takes care of the bottom ladder. So like I said, those are 2 foot on center and it's 2 foot high. And we gotta do the same thing on along the edges, all the way up to the peak on both sides of the roof, of course. So once we get that in, and then we can put our fascia on all the way around, and then insulation goes in the void up there in the middle, all the way even to the top. So 7¼ inches of insulation, foam insulation, and then the plywood goes over the top of that, and then you put your shingles on. So the next thing I'm going to do is go up, put a ladder up in there and climb up and get on the scaffolding and finish the peak. I have a few peak boards I still got to put up there, and then I can take those roof jacks off and then finish the felt underlayment all the way up on this side. So we also need to build, after I get all that done, we got to build our roof jacks on the 2 ends as well. But for now, like I said, I'm going to go up and see if I can finish the peak off. Okay, well today it's supposed to rain starting in about 3 hours, so I'm going to try to hurry and get the rest of the underlayment on the roof before that happens to try to keep everything dry. Hopefully I can get it done in 3 hours. So stick around and see if I do. Whoops, I didn't mean for that to happen. Well, I was able to get the roof, the underlayment put on the roof before it started raining. It's starting to sprinkle a little bit right now. It did hold off quite a bit longer than they thought, so that was good. At least I was able to get it done. It's so nice to be able to get this part of it done, because now if it does rain, we won't get as much water in the house. So, because before, when it would rain, we'd get a ton of water on the floor in the house, and you'd have to take a squeegee and you'd have to push it all out the door and stuff, or in the floor drain. But now with this, at least with this on, it shouldn't get as wet. It might still get some rain through the big openings on the gable end, windows and doors, that kind of thing, but it shouldn't be as bad. But I gotta say, it is so nice to be able to have that part of this job done. It just seems like it took forever to get to that point. This roof, when you're putting that tongue and groove board on, you're only moving 5 inches up every time you put a row of that on. And it just seemed like it took forever, but it is, so we're at least done with this part. So now the next thing I gotta do is I gotta continue putting my ladders on going up the gabled end sides. So I'm gonna probably start that tomorrow. But it is a huge relief to get this far with this roof. I think the rest of it shouldn't be as time consuming. So we'll see. Like I said, once I get the ladders done, then I got to do the fascia, and then we can start finishing the rest of the roof. So stick around and see how that goes. It is very difficult working on this roof. It's a 10-12 pitch. And I do have those blue ropes, which I had some safety ties up on the ridge of the roof. And then I'd have to kind of scale the roof up and down with those ropes and an ascending, like a rock climbing device. So it's the first time I've ever had to do that, but I'll have to do it some more because we'd still have to put the insulation in the roof and then deck it with the plywood before we put our actual roofing material on. So stick around, see how that goes. Okay, so we got about a ½ inch of rain last night. So we're gonna go in and see if putting that underlayment on the roof helped keep the water out of the house. So you can see the standing water all around outside. So let's go see. Oh, nice. No water in here at all. That's great. I'm happy about that. So today, because it is raining outside, I do have some things I can do on the inside of the house. I'm gonna be putting in electrical boxes. I have one electrical box that I have right there in. So what I'm gonna be doing is going around and cutting the holes and putting in the boxes everywhere on the exterior walls that we need them. If you remember, I think on the second course of logs, I was drilling holes down to meet up with the notch that we created in the sill. So then when you cut the hole in the wall, you hit that hole that you drilled, so then you can run your wires up through the bottom and into the box. So that's what we'll be doing today. Okay, so right now I'm just cutting these holes for the electrical boxes. What I'm doing is I'm just measuring about 16 inches off the ground to the top of the box, and then putting the box up to that line, and then putting a level on here like so, and then leveling the box, drawing a line around the box so I get where I'm gonna put it. I also marked where my hole was that I drilled down coming down this way, right on the log here, so I knew where to put my box. And then I just take a drill with a Forstner bit, and this one is an 1¼ inch Forstner bit, and drill 2 holes to kind of give me an idea and take away some of the material. You puts it right into where the hole comes up from the bottom. So now I know I'm gonna hit my hole there. Then I just take a multi-tool like this with a long wood blade on it and cut around the outline of where I marked the box. And then I can chisel away that wood. All right, now that I have it that far, I'll take a chisel and try to pry it out of there. Hit it with the hammer a few times. So now that I have the majority of it out, I'll just take the chisel and work it in there and kind of clean it out. I'm gonna try not to let the stuff fall down the hole because it tends to plug the hole up. I'll just kind of test the fit and see where I need to make adjustments. Looks like up top. And on the side. Tapered in a little bit when I was making my cut. All right, now let's see. All right, so that's about where I want it. I could tap it in there and it'll fit nice and snug, but you can kind of see there, you can see the whole big hole in the bottom is where the wire will come up through and go into the box. But that's what we're looking for. Got about 10 more of those to do, so.